Is there anything you want to speak to us today before we move on with our questions?
We would like to speak on the topic of letting go, as we know that this is something that you are stepping into more and more each day. And by letting go, we mean allowing, trusting the flow of energy to benefit you, and not necessarily worrying about the disconnection or what may not happen, as that is easily manifest by you have learned anxiety and the mind. And so this need for letting go is necessary. You will find the more that you are able to enter a space with a, we will say, clear mind, one that is not ridden with thoughts about who is there and what may transpire and what may be said, but a clear mind, one in which you are ever present and allowing the flow of energy to come and bless you in a way that helps those and you as well, can help you. It can help you by giving you more energy, surprisingly, and allowing the flow can help others as well.
Is that how Kayla can feel more energized after a session rather than drained?
Yes.
Is that the key?
Yes, as we know that this is a hard thing to do, but helpful anyway.
Is there anything else about that you want to say that's important?
Before beginning to channel, it is helpful to, like we have said before, open the door. So you can imagine opening the door and allowing the flow of energy to come in before allowing yourself to channel. This is just an extra step, we will say, that will help to boost your energy and confidence as you will see the flow of energy. It is important to note that the strongest sense is the feeling sense. It is the clairsentience of feeling energy. And so trusting in the flow. You will notice in the article that you have just published today that you talk a lot about the feelings that you have in situations, highlighting the feeling that you have in Reiki. You feel the flow of energy, and it is the same with channeling. You feel the flow of energy. And that is how you begin to trust and take a step forward. And this is how you can help others with their flow of energy as well. Highlighting their strongest sense and allowing them to let that be their guide for truth.
So everyone's strongest sense is their truth, even if it is not just feeling?
Well, it can help them lead themselves to truth. Because we are all trying to find truth, and it is hard to discern. And so by using your strongest sense, it can help you discern different things, experiences, and information.
I know we wanted to ask about the question that we had in the last group channeling. Why did you begin to give an answer and shift mid-answer for someone's question? And can you explain what happened?
Yes. We have noticed Kayla, we will say, kicking herself for this experience. And this is not a fault of hers, and not a fault in general, as it is a natural progression of the channeling experience. And thus it is important to understand that individuals who have questions may not understand what they are asking, or how the question will affect their energy and how they feel. and thus the energy of the question she had asked previously had impacted the way that she was perceiving the world, and thus a domino effect of the anxiety and fear coming to the surface. And so answering the second question was not of benefit. And so a refocus on the outcome of focusing on the highest timeline was helpful.
And so is there a way that you can help with that in the moment so that Kayla does not start to worry that something is happening or going wrong?
Yes, we can definitely help with this. However, we want to point out that this experience was necessary as a way of understanding how different questions influence the person asking the question, as well as the group as a whole. And you will find that different experiences with different people in the past, there is a reason why things are happening. And so trusting the process and asking the questions after the fact if needed.
Okay, and so is there anything else about that is important?
Okay, they're showing me the group of people and the channeling. Okay, I'm getting the feeling that there are some people in that group trying to piece together what they're trying to get at here. I'm wondering if there's people in the group that are on different timelines than others at the same time. And the question that she asked, the information did not necessarily pertain to everybody.
Okay, well, but we're going to be in large groups of people down the road, and there will be many people on many different timelines. Wouldn't we still need to be able to answer the question for that person and their timeline without affecting other people and their timelines? How do we do that?
Yes, but it is important to understand that the information from that question was not necessary at that point in time. And this is not to say that we will not say that the next time that a question like this is answered, but it is important for your understanding of your groups moving forward on how questions can be answered and what that means.
So probably good to find a way to inform people in general that everyone's experience does not need to match other people's experiences, and that will be okay.
Yes, you can if you feel called.
Is there a better way to go about this?
Yes. There is a way in which that you can explain how questions may be answered. This is a good starting off point of what people may expect. And also helpful to talk about potentially on different forums about how information can be perceived and comes through. This can be beneficial for other people who are activating their channeling, as it may look similar to Kaylah's. And thus you are going through the trials and tribulations in order to be the blueprint and the help for others who are bringing their channel online that are similar.
That makes sense. We want to know why Kayla has been feeling stagnant with her abilities and with the things that she's seeing and experiencing.
Patience is needed with this.
Why?
It is an ever-evolving process. One is not stagnant as one feels, as they are growing in leaps and bounds. Everybody is. And it is trusting the process, the ebb and flow, if you will. There is not a stagnant energy, as there are many upgrades and shiftings that are happening. And so this is a ever-evolving and long process. And so basking in what it is that you have now is necessary in order to grow in what is to come.
That makes sense. I want to ask about Macy's question.
Go ahead.
Is human DNA mixed with alien DNA?
To some extent, yes.
Can you elaborate on this or explain?
There are many different layers and categorizations of this. There is human experimentation happening on your planet currently. We will say quite hidden from the public. However, there are new things coming out and bringing awareness to this pattern happening. Ones in which DNA is being mixed in order to create a, we will say, optimal type of being. Ones in which can be used as different we want to be careful with what we say here. We will just leave it at the most optimal type of being or beings for different uses, we will say.
Would we recognize them as human, or would they look different than humans?
Some you will recognize as human. While many do have, we will say, shape-shifting abilities. However, there are other categories of this. You could say that your reincarnations at this point in time are hybrid beings. There are many of you who are from different star systems and different races and civilizations. And thus you have deep abilities in these different races that they hold, ones in which you may bring online now as humans.
And so is there any, are there hybrid beings that live among us now?
Yes, and many that look like you, ones in which you would not really be able to tell.
Why would we not be able to tell? Do they know they're hybrids, or?
Yes.
And how do they know that they are different?
Well, they were born into that.
Were they born on Earth?
Yes.
And so is it just a remembrance? They are not veiled?
We will say in a laboratory of sorts.
Are these all over our planet?
Yes.
Are they underground or somewhere else?
They're showing me like in mountains. In some mountains. One is very snowy. Very cold area.
Russia?
Yeah, but I'm also getting the feeling of like Antarctica.
Oh. And it comes
I don't know if there's mountains in Antarctica, but they're showing me something in a mountain. Like there's different bases in mountains, and these labs are happening there. And there's a lot of underground things that are happening as well.
And so why is our DNA hidden from us?
Because if you had access to that, you would be a bit unstoppable, we will say. If you had access to all the things that you could do, there would be no way of controlling you.
So out of curiosity, if we have access to them, are you able to assist us with those things coming online?
Yes. We can assist with the energy as well as the management of abilities if you so wish.
What kind of abilities might those be? Would it be detrimental for us to know them, to use them, and to understand them?
No, not necessarily, as there are many with healing abilities in this area that may be able to be brought online and helping the collective as a whole.
So if Kayla wishes at this time, would you turn that on for her? Or assist her in that?
Yes, however, this is already turned on.
What about for myself?
It is already turned on for you as well, as you have learned that there is a different type of energy emanating from your body. It does not quite feel like the energy in which you have participated in or activated before.
Yeah, Reiki does not feel the same anymore.
Yes.
Is Macy able to ask this if she so chooses of you to assist her in that?
Yes.
Okay, so am I able to leave that space in here so that as she listens, if she gives permission, you will know?
Yes.
Thank you. So the Reiki feels different. So what is the new energy coming in? What is that, and how is it utilized in session?
The new energy is a combination of different factors. Ones in which the individual has access to. For you in particular, there is a level of, we will say, light language, as well as the energies of different elements that come into play, such as the different elements of metal and crystals in which you have access to. You pull from these essences and create a new type of energy that emanates outward to help the individual in clearing or healing any space that they need help with.
Are there any other components that can be added to these metals and crystals?
Yes, the sky is the limit.
And so it was just an intuitive thing there as well?
Correct, and it will grow with time.
Is there anything that the Lyrans specifically that we work with want to say to us while we are here?
You will see in retrospect that these barriers and hurdles were very necessary for your growth and development, as well as your understanding of what you are putting out into the world. And without these experiences, it would not be beneficial for the work that you are doing to not experience them. We understand that they are difficult to experience, but we want you to trust the process and step into it as fully as you can, allowing yourself to let go and trust and be devoted to the practice, as it will evolve and change over time. And when you look back, you will see all of the experiences that you have gone through and the necessity of them.
Thank you.